Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Your Honor, I hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm about to tell you a story, perhaps the introduction to Act 5. I'd like to enter the following pieces into evidence. A series of email documents in this tab. We're going to tell you the story of friends over 50. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one article, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So, where the story starts is in Chicago. This is my mother's house, the corner of Fullerton and Lakeview. You want to see the greatest front yard ever? Let's see if we can. How do we do this? It's a virtual representation of my front yard. I mean, just awesome, right? It's very lucky and very fortunate. I went to school, high school, grade school, high school, right around the corner. I'm going to highlight that just to. All right, so this is 399, where I grew up. Around this corner, over here is where I went to high school. It's the Francis Parker School. In case for those of you who are unaware, that's the zoo, that's the conservatory, that's the zoo, the farm and the zoo. It's a wonderful, wonderful life growing up in this little neck of the woods, I assure you. That said, I end up living, so back to mom's house. All right, so from mom's house, I can't seem to leave town. I want to move back to Miami at the time. Can't do it. But I end up living right around the corner over here on Deming. Oh, we lost that. Where are we? I've got this beautiful house I rented for my girlfriend, fiance, having lived 2 doors down in this top unit over here several years prior. We ended up moving back to the neighborhood. This fantastic garage, the front porch, the whole first floor, this awesome backyard. Anyway, I was working downtown at the time. Let's see if that'll come in any better. Nope. And back deck, the whole thing. Anyway, I was working. Let's see if we can. How we do this? Nope, wrong way. Down over here in the loop. I was all the way over here, right at the edge of the river at the time, working in a company called Marcus Evans that, like everybody else, eventually ended up screwing me. But anyway, moving on. So I ended up going down to see my buddy Jeff John in Fort Lauderdale. We went to college together in at Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida, a couple miles. Oh, North is fantastic. Gorgeous institution. I mean, look at that. Look, how's that for a campus? Green ponds, and baseball fields, tennis courts. There used to be a swimming pool over here somewhere that we used to chill at. I don't know if it's still there. It's over here somewhere. Oh, no, right here. Here. Oh, they built a lap pool also, I guess, huh? All right. Anyway, Jeff had opened up this nightclub and had a whole bunch of Indians, or too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So I went to go and check this thing out, and at the time, I discovered this website to promote the evening that wasn't. I had this Playboy Playmate spinning, and I ended up renting out a store and rented a U-Haul and put up a kiosk and sold all the store's merchandise, and also made a flyer, or used their flyer, and went and recruited all the people from this little street over here. Right, is it that one? Yeah, this one over here, all these little bars and nightclubs to come over to the club. Anyway, what was important was I learned about MySpace. MySpace had under 1 million members at the time. Nobody knew what the concept of social networking was. There was one other site out there called Friendster, which was sort of the pioneer of the entire industry. And MySpace kind of took over, and then Facebook after that. But in between, this is July, roughly July of '04 or '04 or '05. I've got it written down. What's going on here? But um anyway, I discovered MySpace. He's got his things shit handled. So I end up coming back to Chicago and said, what is this social networking? What is this MySpace thing? So I started doing some research, and I understand what user generated content was. I ended up sending an article to my mother and to my financial advisor slash trustee, explaining what this is now May of '06, because I've been working on this for almost a year at this point, and I got $20,000 in debt on 2 credit cards, one Bank of America for 10, no, it's 15, and probably 5 grand in interest racking up maybe at that point. But it was 5 and 10 that I took out on credit, and eventually spent that all and ran out of money and needed some help. So I went home. I went to my mother. I went to my trust, and they said, "Well, I don't understand what it is that you're doing. I don't understand computers. This is 2006. You realize Facebook didn't launch until January of 2006. So I believe. Um, anyway, so I had to go and explain what virtual communities were. Had to go and explain what it was that I was doing, what the history was, um, which was, it's all here. How AOL made their money and why that was the future, although sophomoric. We cited, some great articles in here. How authentic are these virtual communities? I don't know. You asked me how did Facebook turn out? How did LinkedIn turn out? Pretty well. Um, Cohesion, effectiveness, help, relationships, language, self-regulation. The ability of the group to police itself, need fulfillment, inclusion, to mutual influence, shared emotional experiences. Finally, why a group of anthropologists commissioned by an advertising agency, Saatchi and Saatchi, described 5 different types of virtual communities based on the primary interest that motivates participation. Just friends, enthusiasts, people share people just want to socialize and meet other people and socialize. Enthusiasts, friends in need, support groups. There's good things happening here. People living with cancer or substance abuse, built a support group built around a specific problem. Players come together to participate in games ranging from fantasy. So there's traders, communities where people can trade possessions. I explained all this very clearly, capitalizing. The most important thing in this thing. So, let me read this to you. Sponsor, participate, build. The web offers opportunities for people worldwide to collaborate on any topic they desire. This is the essence of virtual communities. This is the best virtual communities foster collaboration and cooperation among participants to benefit all of the members and the participating organizations. But how do organizations' commercial interests fit in? How can a business market its product or service within this egalitarian framework? The answer lies in the marketing strategy employed. Consider three types of strategies: mass marketing, direct marketing, and collaboration marketing. In mass marketing, product companies promote their image and generate awareness in order to sell more. In direct marketing, companies provide prospects to more productive information to create more knowledgeable buyers in order to sell more. In collaboration marketing, companies support prospective customers in understanding and evaluating alternatives and finding the right product or service to meet their needs. They help prospects know more, earn their trust, and probably therefore thereby sell more. The web in general and virtual communities in particular support direct and collaborative marketing. Anyway, so we go through this entire thing: advertising and sponsorships. How do you make your money? All right, so I've been working on this thing for sponsorships, participation, sponsoring virtual community content created by others to create content within the community. It must be prepared for direct interaction with community members. So we're talking about, building a virtual community, the how-tos. The decision to create requires a lot of planning. I didn't do any. I just dove in. Anyway, encouraging member participation, passives, actives, motivators, caretakers. This is all very staffing, building blocks, text chat, instant messaging, message boards, mail lists, member web pages, profiles, surveys, other features, virtual worlds, real estate where communities gather. Conclusion. And now you're starting to see that with this Web 3.0 and this virtual reality and the metaverse and all this other stuff. So I was 12, 15, how many years ahead of my time? Anyway, in conclusion, varieties. So building a sustainable community, we've seen anyway. So I went and clearly explained what it was that I was doing. And what it is that I ended up building was Friends Over 50. Share our past, enrich our future. At Friends Over 50, you can easily keep in contact with your friends, make new friends that share similar interests, reconnect with friends from the past, meet that special someone, enhance your personal, professional community network, create and join groups for discussions and get-togethers, share your life experience through your own blog or journal, learn about important issues and share your thoughts, choose how you communicate using email, instant messaging, live chat, and message boards. A new age for our age. Join now. Take the tour. So I actually got this thing up and running. If you want to see how I got to this, this is the Wayback Machine. This is an archive. What you do is you go to Google. All right. You type into Google Wayback Machine. Brings you to the Wayback Machine, the Internet Archive. It enables you to capture, manage, and search collections of digital content without any technical experience. All right, so Friends Over 50, browse. All right, so I was building this here, launched it in 06. The first time it shows up on Google. Now I launched it in December of 05, December 27th. So it took a month before it finally showed up in this thing here. But here, February 3rd, 2006. Okay, takes us back to the same place. About us. This is the home page. Now they've actually here. We'll take the tour. Let's take the tour. No, about us. Social networking here. Friends Over 50 is a social networking site for individuals 50 and above that want a new way to connect, communicate, and share information with people with similar interests, issues, and challenges. Among our many users, you're guaranteed to find that someone you can relate to. We are committed to being the premier forum for people 50 and over interested in sharing the knowledge they've gained throughout their lives with others so they may build better futures for themselves. It is our goal to provide our users with an easy-to-use, fun, and free website that becomes part of their daily lives. FriendsOver50.com was launched in 2006 with private funding by a team of former Fortune 500 consultants who noticed that while the internet had changed the world, it hadn't adequately met the needs of many of the people who need its greatest benefit, connectivity. Based on our extensive investigation of the benefits of social networking, we created Friends Over 50 to give people an opportunity to use the web the way they wanted to. We hope you find our site fun. We hope you find our site fun, informative, and a great resource for your life. It's a new age for our age, sharing our past, enriching our future. So let's see if we can get to the take the tour. No. Yes. Wonderful. Here, create a free profile. Become a friend of a friend over 50 is fast, easy, fun, and always free. Fill out your personal profile, post pictures, talk about your past, present, future, favorites, who you'd like to meet. Tell other friends over 50 as much or little as you decide. Your information always kept private and confidential and never be shared with anyone without your consent. Right? This was my profile that I made. That's my grandparents, I believe. Yes. No. University, Lynn University. Is that right? Yeah, yeah. All right, more pro here. I found that it's share. You know, we're trying to get other people, get you to bring other people in, invite your friends. Marketing, internal, viral marketing. Is that all we got? Come on. Is it just going slow? Hmm. Ah, here we go. I don't know. I guess you could search anniversaries. We send e-cards, anniversaries. Just say hello. Journals. So all kinds of meet people through friends or searching. I guess there's no. It doesn't have the whole thing, but there's an advertise page. Give us a call. Eventually got some people calling in later on. CPM, flat fee, referral, sale, percentage of sale model based on actual effectiveness of your campaign, maximizing maximum results or maximum return on investment for your advertising dollars. I mean, this is, right? So, um, here at Friends Over 50, we have a dedicated community of users, all within your targeted demographic. You know why you advertise to this market, and now you have the premier place on the web to reach them. Our users are some of the most active and technologically savvy within this market segment, and our membership numbers are growing dramatically on a daily basis. We are always interested in speaking with new potential advertisers, sponsors, and partners. We operate on a CPM, CPC, flat fee, or referral or sale and percentage of sale model based on actual effectiveness of your campaign, guaranteeing the maximum return on the investment of your advertising dollars. Please note we do not sell or rent our user data, so please do not request it. If you have a new idea to enhance the placement or delivery or message or the quality of our site, we welcome your feedback. I mean, this is terrific, right? Join. How do I join? Right there. Sign in. Log in. Okay? So we have this thing up and running. I run out of cash. I started asking for some money. Now Mickey had found this thing which was actually invaluable, and it was somebody trying to sell online storefronts. But they had a free lunch, so that's why Mickey came with me and then left as soon as lunch. But I stayed for 2 days, and they talked about how to market and how to sell products and how to find obscure objects on eBay and get them cheaper by all kinds of wild tricks. So that was May 24th. So, we're not. There's some help trying to be given and some advice trying to be found, and I guess whatever. So it ended up working out. But so what we needed then to highlight May 24th, 06. All right. On July 12th, 06, I sent this to my Aunt Sally, my mother, and to Mickey. I trust you. I'm a big believer. This is an article by Mike May, posted May 4th, about why subscriptions are important. And this is talking about my cousin, Aviva Goldfarb, who married my cousin Andrew. I'm introduced to Aviva, 38-year-old mother of two living in an affluent Maryland suburb. Like many parents, she balances work responsibilities, her home life, and places tremendous value of her time. fitness and nutrition are important to her, excuse me, and she really likes to cook. So what has she done? She created the scramble. She may be part of your audience. She may also be a customer of your advertisers, but she's also your competitor because Aviva is the publisher of the 6 o'clock Scramble, a weekly newsletter that features menus, ready to print grocery shopping lists for quick, healthy, and family oriented meals for the whole week. It's not a blog alongside ubiquitous ads by Google, nor has she gone out and sold sponsorship to Cuisinart and Betty Crocker. Aviva charges subscribers $4.95 per month for the newsletter. 2,200 of those subscribers, in fact. Do the math. You'll be impressed with the impact, about 125,000 to add to your annual top line. You should also be impressed by 2,200 paying subscribers, no matter what they are paying or what they are buying. All right, I ended up with 34,000 by the time I got shut down. We'll get to that in a second. So I sent this article from July 30th. When? Monster's next founder. I finally got competition. Now, this is a story we're going to have to interject. So I really don't have the patience to go through and tell all this now. But Jeff Taylor, the founder of internet job site Monster, is too young to sign up for his new venture. This article should have been written about me. This is also written, by the way, by a girl that I went to high school with, Frances W. Parker, who still writes and works for the Boston Globe. But what this does do is verify and justify my claims and my theory and why I'm here. This guy says, listen to this. That still leaves Taylor with 76 million potential users for eons. An online information service for people 50 and older. That number is destined to grow as the post-World War II baby boom generations continues to age. All those boomers who started using Monster are now turning 50. 10,000 people are turning 50 every day. While there are a number of internet sites that target seniors, Taylor says none of them have so far managed to attract critical mass of users. Hoping to capture these boomer web surfers, Taylor launched eons.com tomorrow. The site is used as a one-stop portal featuring news, information, service designed for older internet users. Somewhere in this article it says that he's putting $10 million towards this venture. Where is it? I don't want to have to read through this all again because it gives me panic attacks. My site was up and running for roughly 29. Let's see, Jeff Taylor, yeah, here. So this article came out July 31st. I sent it on August 1st, and we're going to get to when Jeff Taylor met me and listened to me do my pitch and then decided he was going to go after it. Here, July 31st, 10 million to build a social network online. He could care less about teenagers, college students, or 20-somethings. All right, when did I have my appendicitis in Miss New York? We're about to hit that. We're going to get back. Hang on, where is this? This ends being in 07. All right. August of 05. I'll have to read this. Damn it. Eva Advertising Week. Okay, here we go. September 24th, 06. I'm supposed to go to. I'm trying to book this thing in. So here's where it gets start getting here. So now I need to send out a press release because I'm just dying here. I'm not. Jeff Taylor's taking all of my press. It's November of 06. I write this great press release. I send it out through PR Web. It cost me $400 or $500. And then I get a letter on December 6th, 2006, from Milton Lefton to Alexander Barnett. Sends it to both my Yahoo and to my Gmail. Make sure, and he copies my mother on this. Alex, this is a very short summary of what has happened, is happening, and what is to happen in the future. Doesn't sound like there's leaving any room for negotiation. You have been working on developing a website for many months, and in connection with it, you have requested funds from your trust to pay for specific expenses. The trust has advanced to you $525 on 7/19/06 for filing and designer, $850 for my Florida filing fee, $550 for my web programmer, $5,860 for my website needs in the form, and $170, $100, and $400 in cash, including funds for a news release that you've stated is critical if the website is to have any chance for success. You've also stated to me that your mother, to me and your mother, that if all your work and money does not result in a profitable endeavor, you will begin to look for employment that will provide you with funds to pay for your lifestyle. I hope all your work will not have been in vain, but if it is, you'll have to begin to make money, make your way in life, which to most people means you will seek gainful employment in any field that you choose. You have stated that I will seek full-time employment after the 1st of 07 if my website's not generating sufficient income for me to support myself. It's also your understanding. Please indicate so by sending back with your thoughts and comments. They shut Mark Zuckerberg down with 6 months of being up and running. What do you think would happen? Where do you think Facebook would be now? Where do you think LinkedIn would be if Reed Hastings had shut down after 6 months and 10 grand? What are we talking about? How much money are we talking about here? I borrowed $9,000. What was my account worth at the time? How much was I worth at the time in 2006? What was the dollar worth? What was I worth 2 years later when the market crashed? Did you sell anything? Did you make me any money? Were you doing your fucking job? I'm building something here. Mickey and Mom, I agree. That's a fair assessment of the situation. For the most part, I agree with everything stated. Being that it took me an extra week to get my press release out to the public, I feel it would be prudent to push the deadline back a week to January 14th. Other than that, I mean, full agreement. You think I really meant that? Of course not. 14. December 14th. Took me, what, a week, 2 weeks to. Come on. Seriously? March 4th, 2007. So I'm already shut down at this point. MySpace for hand surgeons, virtual handshake, prep your attendees, social networking grows up. American Society for Hand Surgeons creating their own social network, event mingle. They started through right revenue split. This is me on February 2nd, reaching out to my friends looking for a job. Here's my updated resume. I even sent this to Mickey. Do you think he helped? Thanks for the update. I'll keep it in mind. Remind you. Agree to put your printer back on and replace the cartridge. You're waiting for a list of accounts recently spent in your attempt to update and improve your website. You also told me you're actively seeking a roommate. You also told me that you will ask mom for the name of someone to be able to help you through this transitional period in life. We have to go to this. What an asshole. And then another article in April, social networking ad scramble, talking about going eons, talking about them looking for there's an email in somewhere where he says that my mom's gonna leave me $20 with the doorman every other day so that I can eat because I was that down and out. I don't know if I'm gonna find it, but I'll have to. Dude, what a fucking prick. Alright, so we went through this. We got this. I'm shutting down this computer.